It's Friday 17th of February 2017. This is Sylvia Shivamurthy and you're listening to the newspaper reviews on www.adavaneng.com. Let's now look at the paper highlights from today's newspapers. The top highlight in Daily News says, Chinese ambassador warns Hambantota protest will put off investors. No private land will be taken without owner's consent. Chinese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Yi Xing-liang, expressed his concern that the protests in Hambantota may turn away the investors who have already agreed to invest in the proposed industrial zone down south. Another highlight says, 5-member committee to advise on National Heroes Declaration. The highlight in the middle says, President Sirisena can continue for 6 years. The SLFP yesterday argued that the term of office of President Maithripala Sirisena is 6 years and not 5 years as mentioned in the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. Another highlight says, GMOA to up the tempo from next week. The Government Medical Officers Association will strengthen the ongoing countrywide awareness campaign and go for strong trade union action from next week to protest against the Higher Education Minister's shameless efforts to mislead the public, ignoring carrying out his official duty on SAITM GMOA Secretary Dr. Naveen D'Souza said. There's another highlight which says, Sri Lanka Victoria State to strengthen ties. An agreement was reached to further strengthen relations between Sri Lanka and the state of Victoria in Australia during talks Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe held with Victorian Prime Minister Daniel Andrews on February 16, concurrent to his 4-day official visit to Australia. During the talks, the two prime ministers expressed the view that relations between Australia's states and Sri Lanka would help further cement and strengthen bilateral friendship and relations between the two countries. There's another highlight which says, Tajuddin murder case. Former OIC granted bail. Former Narayanpeta Crimes OIC Sumit Champeka Pereira held in remand custody over a period of 9 months for his alleged role in the cover-up of evidence in the former rugby player Wasim Tajuddin murder was yesterday granted bail by Colombo High Court. And the highlight at the bottom says, buyback clause in Hambantota Port Agreement. Finance Minister Ravi Karnanayake yesterday said that the government had included a buyback clause in the Hambantota Port Agreement between the government and China Merchants Port Holdings to give the former some flexibility within the agreement. Let's now move to the paper highlights in Daily Mirror. The top highlight says, Tajuddin murder case, High Court grants bail to former OIC. Another highlight says, SL war widows face sexual exploitation, says CBK. Tamil women who survived Sri Lanka's civil war now face widespread sexual exploitation by officials in their own community as well as from the army, the head of an ethnic reconciliation body said on Wednesday. Another highlight says, delimitation report, Gazette expected next week, says Pfizer. Local government and provincial councils Minister Faisal Mustafa said he would sign the Gazette notification that contains the delimitation report today and send it to the government printer, and that he expected the much-delayed Gazette to be issued next week. Another highlight says, joint opposition not ready to run joint race, says GL. In response to remarks made by the SLFP that it would contest the election with the joint opposition next time, former Minister GL Piri said his side was not ready to be tricked for the second time. The highlight in the middle says, under RTI, civil movement wants Ravi's assets revealed. The National Movement for Consumer Rights Protection has made a request under the Rights to Information to reveal the assets of Finance Minister Ravi Karnanayake. There's another highlight which says, Loon project facing abrupt end, says Harin. The proposed loan project is facing an abrupt end as Google had started looking for other options, Technology Development Minister Harin Fernando said yesterday. Another highlight says, Indian Foreign Secretary due here tomorrow. Indian Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar is to visit Sri Lanka from February 18 to 20. During his visit, he will discuss the wide range of bilateral issues, IANS said yesterday. And the highlight at the bottom says, Ananda-Nalanda clash. 15 students released on bail. 15 students, 8 from Ananda College and 7 from Nalanda College, who were arrested by the police in connection with the Wednesday's clash that occurred in Borella and Maradana police areas, were released on bail yesterday, police said. And now let's move to the paper highlights in Ceylon today. The top highlight says, SAITM issue. Press to discuss with all parties. President Maithripala Sirisena will hold discussions with all parties involved in the SAITM issue in order to resolve the situation, Inter-University Student Federation leader Lahiru Weerasekara said. He added that the IUSF took their grievance pertaining to SAITM to President Maithripala Sirisena, who promised to look into the matter. The representatives of the IUSF met President at the noon yesterday. We made a request in writing that the IUSF should be granted an opportunity to speak to the President with regard to SAITM issue. When we met the President, we made our stand against SAITM clear. He promised to look into the matter, but did not provide us with a definite response with regard to the SAITM issue. Another highlight says, protest in Melbourne against PM. Several protesters from the Sinhala and Tamil diaspora attempted to disrupt Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe's law oration at the Deakin Law School yesterday. Another highlight says, BASL defends High Court judge appointment. The Bar Association of Sri Lanka has adopted a position that the appointment of R. Kannan as a High Court judge was essential considering the death of Tamil-speaking judges in the North and East, sources said. They added that the BASL has also admitted that when such appointments were made, neither the Bar Council nor the Executive Committee was consulted, although there were communications between the President and the President of the BASL. The highlight in the middle says, CSN writ application refixed. The Court of Appeal yesterday fixed 16th March for mention the writ application filed against the suspension of the Cartoon Sport Network channel. There's another highlight which says, Palaniswamy new CM. Edappadi K. Palaniswamy was sworn in as the 13th Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu on Thursday by Governor C. Vidyasagar Rao. Palaniswamy took oath first, followed by 30 ministers in 4 benches. The swearing ceremony was held at Raj Bhavan around 4:30 p.m. And the highlight at the bottom says, rice shortage overcome. Secretary of the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, C.S. Lokohetty, said that the following intervention by President Maithripala Sirisena, the country's rice shortage was resolved by last afternoon. He said that imported rice stocks were distributed through the Sathasa and Lak Sathasa outlets, while the work has been sped up, having used 20 additional lorries. That's all for today's newspaper highlights, and we'll get back to you with more news tomorrow. Thank you.